All right, what's up, y'all? Listen, I'm going to be quick with this video. This may be like just a real video, but I want to tell you guys how to deal with the enemy and why this is even a thing. Okay, so I'm doing my research in the Bible, and today's supposed to be the Sabbath day. I'm not supposed to be working, so I'm just kind of like just trying to chill. Okay, and it's something that I like to do. Because it like relaxes your nervous system. It gets you in a better positive state, as well as you can basically think clearer and like a bunch of other stuff. Okay, but today I want to talk about this because you have to understand how like people play with you or the enemy plays with you, because it's not really people, it's like an energy or a spirit on them, and it's like really important to kind of pay attention to. Okay, so a couple days ago I made this video talking about, I don't know, the red pill and whatever, right? And I have this guy commenting here, and I want you to be able to like learn from this. If the guy watches this, great, hopefully you can learn something about yourself. But the point is that most people don't really understand like when people are playing games with you or just wasting time. Okay, you have to know like what you're dealing with people, so that way you're not wasting your time, this is like all the same stuff as far as like dealing with your enemies. Okay, the whole name of the game is they're trying to isolate you and get you to their ground. They want you to question your belief systems. They don't want you to figure out life. They want you to kind of be dependent on what they believe, because that's where they're comfortable at. Okay, now I'm gonna draw this out in a second, but I just want to like just set the tone first. You gotta understand, most people don't really know what the fuck they're talking about. Okay, that's like the first thing. Okay, they don't really know what they're talking about. They just say things and they just share their opinion, and they actually don't know. Until you actually know what's happening and you're confident in what's happening, you're not really going to be able to detect when somebody's lying to you or trying to use a strategy against you, or when somebody's wasting your time and all this other stuff. Life is really, I talk about it all the time, it's just business at the end of the day. Life is business, and life is not really that hard to do. And if you're trying to live a healthy life, you'll be able to do that pretty well. But in order to live a healthy life, you gotta forget the baby. Baby was like making some noise. She's waking me up. In order for you to live a healthy life, you need to be doing the healthy behaviors. Part of those healthy behaviors are not associating with people who have a negative spirit or an enemy spirit on them. You got to like know that. Okay. And there's always going to try to like be these disruptions in your life and stuff like this. Oh, it's fucking. Everybody's like trying to be combative with me today, right? Every Sabbath day, it's like this, man. It's the enemy, right? So anyway, the point is this, okay? The point is that you got to understand when people. I'm trying to figure out the right words. You got to just like be patient with me, because this is going to make real sense. In order to live a healthy life that God intended for you, whether you believe in God or not, or whatever, you believe in energy or whatever, in order for you to be out of this game, right, you need to know what the fuck is going on. If you don't know what's happening, you're going to be stuck playing the game, because you're playing their game. You understand? Like you're in their world. You don't really know you're in their world. Okay, so you have to actually know what's happening. So you're like, it's like somebody playing a board game, right? You're playing Monopoly, and the person just makes up rules out of nowhere and says, hey, well, actually, there's like this rule in the book that basically you have to give me all your money. If you know anything about the rules and you read the rules, you'll know that, hey, that's not really in there. What are you talking about? You're just lying. Until you know that person lied to you all the time and just making up stuff as they go along, and hopefully you believe them, you're going to just be like, why would you say that? And you're going to try to question things. You're going to try to like you're going to be confused. You're going to be like, it's like being in an argument with somebody or a narcissist or something like this. And they try to be like, well, you did this to me like 2 months ago. What does that have to do with right now? Nothing. But what's the point? What's the point in doing that? These are just saying anything to get you off track. You understand here? I'm just making sense, okay? If you're on your path to God, you're doing the right things for yourself, you're saving your soul, everything's happy, what's going to happen? The enemy's going to try to get you. If you are on your way going to school, if you're trying to figure out life, if you're trying to do better, what's going to happen? Some enemy is going to see that. This enemy spirit is going to see that, and it's going to try to take you off the track. And if you got the right eyes, you can say, get out of here. Like you're a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Robin, you're like you said, get out of here, right? So the reason I'm even talking about this is because that's essentially like the whole game. That's the game, right? That's the game we're in. God made us perfect already as we are, whether you believe that or not. We're perfect just out the womb. Nothing's wrong with us. Unless the parent is like just disgusting and they do kind of stupid, dumb stuff, right? Whatever, right? But nothing's really wrong with you. What happens? The first thing they do, they want to inject you with something. Why? Why do they want to inject you so bad with something? Well, you got to protect yourself against all these like other things. You're not going anywhere. You're not going out the house. You're just in the house in the baby crib thing. Whatever they call the basin, or I don't know what they call it, right? But the thing the baby's in, you're just sitting there for like practically like almost a year, just sitting there before the baby can start moving. Why do you need to inject foreign substances into your body? You don't. First thing, right? And I'm going to get further into this and talk about the red pill video and stuff like this too, right? That's the first thing. Why? To deter you automatically. If you don't got this in order, right? If you don't got this in order and you're not getting the right substances here, right? Because guess what? Aren't you so tired of feeding your baby? Aren't you so tired? Won't you give it some, what's it called? Similac or whatever it is, like the breast formula stuff. The formula for the babies. Don't breastfeed your baby. Use this formula instead. Okay, I know I'm like reaching here, but just pay attention. It's like, well, they're just tired. Why wouldn't you want what's best for you? What's natural for you? Doctor says that it's okay to let your baby cry it out. The baby crying is a signal for you to go figure out what's wrong because the baby can't communicate yet. Why would the doctor tell you to separate from your child? They tell you that, hey, don't really sleep in the same bed as your child. You need to be away from them. Why? Why would somebody do that? Why would a doctor who's, I would think, a genius or whatever, right? You would think that they are. They're not. Why would they tell you that the baby, like, since the baby can't see nothing, it can't figure out nothing, and it doesn't know if it's alive or dead, it doesn't know what's going on. It's like, I'm just trying to what the heck's going on? And the only thing it has is this. In your voice and talking to you, you have no idea, the baby has no idea what's going on. You're supposed to put the baby down and just walk away? The baby's not supposed to sleep on you as much as possible? When the baby's crying, the baby's not supposed to touch you to know that it's safe, in a safe environment? Oh, that's my mom. Okay, I'm safe. Okay, I don't have to cry. The baby's crying because it's trying to get your attention. I'm scared. I don't know what's happening right now. Right? You hear my baby. She's trying to get me, right? Right? But she's with mom. Oh, mom, you're tired of cooking. We have TV dinners. Yeah. It's all the same stuff, right? And the reason I'm talking about this is because if you can catch this spirit early, you're going to have a good life. Most people don't have fathers in their life, like real dads. That's the issue. You got nobody to say, stay the hell away from this thing. That's what God is most of the time, okay? That's what God is most of the time. Most of the time, okay? And other people don't believe in that. But unless you have a spiritual foundation, you got nobody to tell you, stay the heck away from this thing over there, which is the devil or whatever, right? It could be uncle, your cousin, could be anybody. Could be anybody. But you got nobody to say, you stay away from this thing. And why? You're not going to understand right now, but just stay away from it. Trust me. Right? Maybe that's all they can comprehend at the time. So you don't have a full sentence. It'd be better to be like, hey, well, they did this, they did this, they did this, they did this, they did this. But you're probably going to terrify the child and you're like, oh my goodness, they're going to go crazy. So it's like, so there's that. But the main point is that if you have a real father in your life, and most of us don't, right? Most of us did not grow up with fathers. You're not going to hear this. You stay away from this. I don't care what you're telling me. You stay away from it. You stay away from it. You stay away from them people. You stay away from this area. You stay away from this. Like, well, I can do. You stay away from it. You see how you have to take control because the person don't know any better. People don't know what it's like to have a father's love. That's why they're scared of it. That's why they're scared of it. That's why they're scared of fathers. They're scared of dads because they know the pain's coming. Not an ass whooping, but like, hey, I'm about to get chumped by my dad. Okay? Now, how does this have to do with dealing with spirits and stuff like this? Okay. I made the video a couple days ago, but I want you to pay attention to this guy. I don't know this guy. He's commenting on the video. I don't really talk about red pill topics, Nick Fuentes. I don't really talk about this stuff because it's still negative spirits there. You got to understand, people that watch that kind of content, they have a negative spirit on them. You understand? And I'm going to draw it out in a second. Okay. I'm going to draw it out right now. Okay. We're going to draw this out right now. And then we're going to go into the comments right after that. Okay. Because this is like really important, because you can have a great life. And I wish I had somebody to tell me how I could have a great life. But it's not out there like that. They're all telling you to do stupid stuff. Everybody's telling you to do something stupid. Everybody. All right. It's just like that. Okay. Now, remember what I said as far as like being born perfect, everything's fine, right? The question is that are you in alignment? And I talk about that too, being in spiritual alignment. That means that you are basically, you know yourself and you're confident in who you are and you know who you are. If you're being raised by a loving family, right? They're going to instill these values into you where they love you and they're making you a strong individual. What's going to happen though if you are raised by somebody who is out of alignment? We're going to go backwards here, okay? Out of alignment, right? I'm just going to do this, or you're in alignment with a negative spirit. You got two parents. One may or may not be present because they don't care about you, like your father may not care about you. That's a lot of pain there, okay? Your mother may remind you of their father that don't care about you. So what she's actually paying for is something that happened to her as a child, which is generational trauma, which is a real thing that gets passed down, in your DNA. This is a real thing, okay? It's not like it just goes away. You're basically corrupted genetically, but you don't know it, right? So if you're in alignment with this, you're still a baby. You don't know what's going on, but what's happening? You got all these wicked spirits around you and you don't know it, right? And I'm talking about the energy on people. I'm talking about the energy, okay? I know it's like a little messy back here. You got to just forget the shirt and stuff, but I want this message to really like hit home for people, okay? So the name of the game of the devil is to get you out of here and over here. That's the game. Once you're here, they can do whatever to you because you're isolated. It's like an abuser or a narcissist or whatever. It's the same kind of thing. They all use the same tactics, right? They find a bunch of people, right? And they figure out which one of them is insecure. And you say something that's going to trigger it. It's almost like marketing. But the whole point is that what's your intention? Because this person knows the tricks, but they don't understand the ability to connect and be whole because they don't never experienced it. They don't know it, right? So the point is that one of these people is going to fall for it. And what do they do now that you're in their domain? They got you. Okay. Now you're trying to figure out how to whatever, but you can't think because you're not here in your own life. You're here in their world. Okay. Their frame or their reality. And that's the trick. Don't get stuck in that, because the moment you start doing that, then you're starting to put them on a pedestal. You start idol worshiping. You start turning into somebody else because now you're not home anymore, right? And that's why when I try to help people, I try to make them autonomous, free, strong, independent people. I do not want people to depend on me because you need to be dependent on yourself, right? And that's a big thing of me, right? So same thing with I guess if you want to believe in the Bible, it's the Garden of Eden. God gives you these instructions. Don't do this stuff. All you gotta do is just don't do this stuff. You're gonna be fine. Who knows what God's plan is for like nobody knows. And who knows if the Bible's real or not. That doesn't matter. What matters is the principles that's in the Bible. God gave you a domain. He gave you instructions on what to do and what not to do while you're present in the house of Eden or kingdom or whatever you want to believe it is. Okay, kingdom, whatever. Somebody got corrupted. Now they're in their domain. And then they brought Adam over. So now the guy's like, hey, look, I'm not going to participate in this anymore. The promise is still on. I still take care of you, but here's some clothes to cover yourself and all this other stuff. But y'all in this world now. Why? Because you don't see. Here's the thing. People as a father and as a man, if you're a man, you can't be having any kinds of people in your life because they're going to come fuck it up. Okay. And this is something that people don't really talk about. Like a lot of people don't have dads in their lives that just tell you that. You don't let people in your life to come fuck it up. It's the end of the world. Everybody's like exploding or whatever it is. And you got people like, can I have some food? And you just close the door on them. No, get the fuck out of here. No. Why? Because I have a family to protect. I have things I have to do. People don't want to talk about that kind of conversation. They want to say, oh, well, we're just all happy and we're working together. And no, it doesn't work that way. The real thing is that you have to take care of your house. You have to take care of your stuff. You gotta maintain your life. So if people want to have your assistance and your help in their life, they're going to have to behave in a certain manner. That's why that's why you have to date a very particular way. You can't just be talking to anybody. You talk to anybody, they're going to come fuck it up. They come fuck up the whole thing. And what do you got to do now? What do you got to do now? You realize, hey, dang, I just had this relationship with this girl or whatever it is for so long, and it ruined my life and this, that, and the other. What's the answer? You blow it up. Why? Because you get out of there before it ruins everything. Same kind of concept that happens when, there's like a calamity when too much of the devil's around. Okay. Now I know that's like a little bit extra what I'm talking about right here, but it's the same principle. Okay. The same principle is that the devil's going to try to get you in their domain. They don't want you here and confident and independent and happy, because when you're confident and you're with God, you're really just right here with yourself the whole time, because God's going to speak through you. You're going to, that sounds like weird. I know it sounds weird, because I remember even going to like church and stuff like this, and people like, God was talking to me, and I'm like, I never had God like talk to me personally, but it's really the energy. I think it's like energy, and it's like a way of thinking and clarity and truth. And the more truth you get, you're like, hey, this makes sense. Oh, well then of course that's God or whatever, right? Like whatever it is, the thing, right? That we don't know, but is there, right? But the point is that the more confident you are, the more in sync you are, the more you're going to live the life you're supposed to be living, right? Now, how does this have to do with the comment? How does this have to do with like the red pill? How does it have to do with this guy I'm talking about? The name of this game is that these people are very cunning. Okay. You got to understand this. I talked about this before on plenty of videos that I used to make, but I just stopped making these videos because it's like, I was trying to like do this money thing. These people are very cunning. They are very logical, but they're numb. Okay. And that's like the issue. Okay. When you're here, you have what? Creativity. It's like one of God's blessings, creativity. You guys just ignore the spelling. Okay. Creativity, intuition, instincts, right? Instincts. All right, just deal with it, okay? Right? But you have these things here to trust yourself, right? This is how you trust yourself. If something doesn't feel right, you say no, right? Because you're not sure. The only way this person can get you is to trick you. They got to trick you. You get it? They got to be fake in order to get you over here. Oh man, this is the best thing ever. This, that, and the other. Blah blah blah. This thing or whatever. The enemy has to trick you to doubt yourself. It's one thing. See, because Plagueis, if you're perfect as you are, why is somebody going to say, oh, you don't have enough? You need more. You need to do this or that or whatever. And don't get me wrong. There are particular circumstances where it's like that. But the question is that are they informing you that, hey, look, if you don't actually do this stuff, here's what happens? Or are they making you doubt yourself? Right? Are they empowering you to be more like this? Or are they trying to depower you and turn you into this? You get what I'm saying here? Are they getting you here, or are they making you here? Understand that, because that's one of the telltale signs. Is somebody empowering you, or are they trying to diminish you so that way you look to them for all the answers, which is the trick. To feed you a little bit of truth so that way you keep doing with me or whatever, instead of just being honest and saying, hey, look, here's what the deal is. You don't got to say everything, but you got to say enough. You gotta say enough, okay? I don't know if this makes sense. Let's see. Literally left $30K on the table, left an unaligned relationship, regretted it, and felt like it was a waste. Turned out to be the best investment ever made. Migs, what's up, man? So let's look at why the red pill is unhealthy. And I made a video about that. Just like a couple days ago or whatever. The point is this: most people don't understand how to be a man. And really, it's just looking inwards and being in alignment with God. You're doing the right things for yourself. You're eating healthy foods. You're trying to be as healthy as you can. You do the best you can. That's really what the game is. You're being a good person, right? Because you be a healthy person, right? You gotta be like a goody two shoes and kissing everybody's behind, but you're just a good person. Are you allowed to not like people? Yes, you're allowed to not like people. You're allowed to say, I don't want to do this. I mean, Jesus did it. He did it a bunch of times. We don't like, there's a bad guy in the Bible. It's called Lucifer and his demons or whatever, right? Like, that's the whole point, and that's the only reason to not like people is because they're bad. What other reason is there not to like people? Only if they're bad. Only if they're bad. Only if they're bad. As I called a woman out when I realized she was just saying anything to confuse me. Thank God I was raised in the word yep. And my mom also said that the devil is the author of confusion. There's no reason ever to be confused. If somebody's not communicating to you, all you have to do is ask. And if they're still not answering, guess what? They're lying. They're lying. That's it. Like, that's how you notice stuff. Let's see. That's why he represented the snake and he was able to wiggle out anything. Yeah. Yeah. But you have other people, oh, well, that's your kundalini. And it's like, nah, man. Nah. The point of it is good and evil. That's like the point. Okay. And the whole Bible is like that. You got Cain and Abel, right? One of them killed his brother. Then you got it's Nephilim, the angels falling, demons. But then you got people trying to get right with God, but then they want to come mess you up, right? It's all the same stuff. But if you're a man and you're whole, you know what you want in your life. Because why? You're building your own heaven. You're building your own heaven. Okay? It's like simple, okay? I can't spell. I can't spell anymore. Oh my goodness, ChatGPT, you ruined me, man. Hold on, let me bring it up real quick. Make sure I got it here. Heaven. Yes. En. All right, cool. All right. E, right? That's good. Okay, so the point is that you're building your own kingdom. What does that mean for you? Maybe you want a house. Maybe you want a car, right? You want a car, you want a house, and you want a family, right? These are like the healthy things to have. And pretty much after this, you basically beat the game, right? Congratulations, you beat the game. How much is it for all these things? Maybe 200K. I mean, that's it, right? You can get all this done in no time. Right now, if you know this is what you're building, and this is what it requires you to build, you're only going to allow people who align with this objective into it. You understand? So if all these people, it doesn't matter if there's like 1 million people here, you just need one of them that's actually like, hey, I actually want the same exact things. Okay, well, great. Let's do it. You still have to vet them as they're being vetted. You say, okay, you've shown yourself, come into my kingdom. Same stuff, following the rules, right? Same stuff. Okay, but what happens when you're a red pillar and you want to, you're trying to figure out life because you're out of alignment, you're out of order already, and you don't really know what's going on in your life and you don't know what's happening in life. So what do? You want to study everybody here. You want to figure out why everybody is doing this other thing. And don't get me wrong. That's what I was doing too, right? This is what I was doing because I didn't understand, right? I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know how to be a man at the time. The point is this. They're trying to, like, these people are upset that they can't figure out what they want in their life or how to get what they want in their life. So what do? They try to conform their beliefs onto you. So since they're trying to conform their beliefs onto you, what does that mean? You got to find somebody here that don't believe in themselves and say, okay, well, let me try this out. And guess what? You're in their domain. Sound familiar? They don't know themselves. They don't know what they want. They just want to get you. God gave you an example of when someone falls out of alignment, be graceful, but choose a door. Yes, exactly. But so the whole point is these are different kinds of strategies, right? There's one strategy here where you got to trick people and make them feel bad. Like when you go on these dating podcasts, you're just a slut, aren't you? You're an OnlyFans model. That's all you are. You're pathetic. I mean, come on. God hates you. You're disgusting. What are you doing? What are you doing? You just want to ride the cock carousel. Like, I mean, does it matter to you? Does it matter to you? You're not dating them? Date somebody who don't want to do that. Well, it's so hard to find it. Actually, it's not hard to find it. There's plenty of good people out here. They're just not spiritually aligned. They don't know what they want. They want whores. That's what they want. They want hoes. Oh, just be real. Say it. I like bad things for me. I like to eat bad food, and I'm mad I can't get none. Well, that's why women, they need to be in the house cooking. A woman is an autonomous human being that is allowed to do what she wants to do. The question is why do you want to talk to somebody and try to change them? Okay? All right, let's go to the video, okay? Let's go to the video. Why you want to change somebody? Why? Because that's the devil. Devil needs to change you. Don't accept you for who you are, right? You're born perfect. The devil says you're not perfect. I'm going to show you this other stuff that can make you perfect. It can even make you like God. Why do you need to be like God? Why? Why do I need to be like God? I don't need to be none of that stuff. You can manipulate the elements, and why do I need to do that? I don't care about that. I just want to eat and be left the fuck alone. But until you understand and you're an adult man and you're healed and healthy, this stuff don't make sense to you. If God's just like, hey, there's food here. Here's a tree that I know you like to scratch your back. Go do that. I gave you a woman. Just be happy. That's all you got to do. Just chill. Okay. Just don't fuck up anything. I'll be right back. He goes and he leaves and come back. He's fucked up already. What are you doing? Which is the whole point of the story anyway. But right. Like, but that's like the point. The point is like, what are you doing? Is it that hard just to just not fuck it up? I couldn't help it. Whatever. Okay. All right, so here's this guy. I don't really know what's going on, but basically he comments, right? And I'm not really like picking on this dude, but I want you to pay attention to the energy of it, because you'll understand the energy of alignment versus the enemy of the adversary. That's all you have to know. You don't have to know a lot, but if you got this is the tool that you're going to be able to identify the enemy, number one, and number two, you'll be able to steer it. Or not associated with it, because then you're not going to really waste your time. The name of the game is for them to get you in their domain, so that way then you can trust them and engage with them and feed them and all this other stuff. There's some people call it aliens, archons, spirits, or demons, whatever it is. It's just people that need attention. They need attention because they're weirdos and they're out of alignment. They see that you're in alignment, you're happy, everything's going good for you, but they want to come fuck it up. Why? Because they're weirdos. Okay? Now, I don't know this guy, and I'm not going to embarrass him, but let's just read the stuff and go through it. Basically, he says, red pill is not difficult to understand. It is an effort to compare narratives about relationships that women promote with how they actually behave versus data and science. Automatically right here, it's like, bro, you're already going. You're talking about all this science shit. Okay? Well, they're actually, he's trying to figure out what's going on. He don't know. You're right. He's not in alignment, so he don't really know. So he basically believes whatever he reads from the narrative and whatever people tell him online. Okay. No one would argue that women should not have access to data and evidence that identifies the differences between what men say and what men do. No one. I said, thanks for sharing. Would you consider yourself red pilled or just more aware? Because I'm not really going to engage, but I'll just see where his head's at. I do in decent. Black men need to examine the red pill. The most important is the notion that women find most men unattractive. What the fuck does this matter? See, if you know yourself already, it don't matter how many people find you unattractive. It's about finding the person who's right for you, because the one God chose for you. If you love yourself and you're already whole, you don't need to be dating all these women. That's the point. That's the point. But unless you got a father to tell you that, you don't know. That's the game. And I'm making this because it matters. Like, this stuff matters so much. And it's like something so minute and not paying attention. Okay, now he's not being an adversary yet, but he's just talking and sharing his opinion, right? Women want men that other women find attractive. So, average women get significant sexual attention, whereas average men get virtually none. So what? Why do you need to worry about other people and their experience? If they don't know how to get experience, they need to what? Go hire a coach, go learn how to date, go figure this thing out, right? What's the right answer? They're not valuable men. They don't know how to bring value to the marketplace. If you don't know how to date, you don't know how to run a business, you're not going to be attractive to anybody. Why? Like, why you want everybody? Find somebody who's good for you. Figure out yourself. Look inward first, right? Right here, let's see here. Women initiate divorces, obviously, because most guys think that it's basically like love and stuff, but it's like that's not how you do it, because you don't have dads, right? They don't have a dad to tell them it's not really about love, it's about business, right? Women come into your life for business purposes, not for love. It helps. The love helps. It's like a bonus, right? Okay. Let's see here. The important red pill data for black men is that 40% of black women are unwed mothers. What does that have to do with anything? Nothing. 24% of black men are unwed fathers. That has nothing to do with anything. I mean, if you're doing out of order behavior, why wouldn't you be unmarried? Why wouldn't you not be together with people? Because you're out of order. Come on, like, you know what I'm saying? But unless you're looking at things spiritually, it doesn't really make sense. Everybody's trying to go to the opposite of it, right? You got to go through all these statistics and data and all this other stuff because you're not spiritually aligned. You don't know yourself. You're not walking with God. You're doing everything crazy. So what do you expect is going to happen? You're going to come up with random data points about anything. You get it? That's like the thing. People are coming up with like they're just making up shit because they don't understand. Hey, in order to do these behaviors, you got to want to do these behaviors. You got to want to walk with God. You got to want to follow these rules. You got to want to do these things. People don't want to do that. So then what do you have? You have all these other stats. Okay, well then that's what you chose. Okay, you chose all this other science. You chose science over God or natural stuff, right? Blah, blah, blah. Fathers, women are childless. I mean, I just talked about that. 1 million more babies. Dude, blah, blah, blah. Black women do not demonstrate that they value decent black men. So there we go. We created a narrative based off of a false sense of reality. You understand? So just pay attention to this stuff, okay? I just put it here. I just said, you are living in a world where you want to control others when you have no authority to do so. You don't. It don't matter what these people are doing. Just stay away from them. That's all you got to do, right? Women are allowed to choose who they want to be with. The real question is, why don't you focus on yourself and what women is good for you instead of following the narrative? That's the trap most people are in. Looking outwards instead of inwards. Look inwards, right? Very simple stuff, right? I mean, that's the answer because that's how you talk as a guy. Being a man is all about correcting yourself and being in alignment. That's like the whole game, right? It would be helpful if you could provide evidence about women's behavior that contradicts the red pill rather than coming up with a sermon. What is this narrative you are talking about? So he actually doesn't really understand what's going on, right? And I basically didn't want to like play into it because it's just going to be a waste of my time. I said, I don't need to pay attention to other people's behavior. I focus on my own. You didn't watch the video, look inwards for your problems, not outwards, and good luck and get help, right? Because I'm not going to waste my time. Why? You can't be playing other people's game and try to bring them out. You get it? They need to pay. And what do you pay? By following the rules. It's the spirit. You need to prove to me that women do this. You need to prove to me that you invest in real estate. No, the fuck I don't. I can just keep buying real estate. What do you mean? Well, you need to show me if you want my money. I don't need to show you shit. I'm just gonna keep doing what I want to do. I don't need to do nothing. Why do I need to reach down? I don't need to reach down. That's the point of this. That's the point of this stuff spiritually. It's all scripture, business stuff. It's the same stuff. Why you want to reach down and try to bring somebody up? No, you need to act right and you need to behave correctly, and then I'll correct you. Then I'll show you what to do. Unless you're going to do that and you show that you're a cool person and that you have good intentions and that you're not all this other stuff, then the answer is no. God, why can't I get to heaven? Why is my life so sucks? Why is everything? Well, you're not doing the behaviors, bro. The fuck you want from me? You want me to? Can you like show me? No, I need you to show me that I'm doing the right thing, God. I need you to show me. You got to show me what I'm doing the right thing. No, the fuck he doesn't. If you want to do it, you'll try it. Try it and go see for yourself. Do the right behaviors and see how your life turns out. Oh, it's going good. Okay, I guess I was dumb. That's it. I mean, like. It says you need to spend $500 to take me on a date. Yeah, exactly. It's the same. But you understand that. That's to trick women. A lot of women do too. Because they know the game. You get it? That's the point. It's the game. It's a big game. It's the same energy. You understand? It's the same energy. But the people who taken advantage of are the people who don't trust themselves because of something that happened to them in the past. If you're walking with the God, nothing can't happen to you because you know the truth. You know the truth. Oh man, I can give you 50 million right now. Man, think about all the things you could do with that 50 million. And I have to do what? Oh, you got to just eat a baby. Yeah, I mean, it's just a baby. Show me how eating a baby is not bad. Show me how that's not bad. That's all you got to do. Prove it. Number one, 50 million ain't going to do shit for me. that 10,000 can't do, because I don't need none of this shit. Well, why not? Why don't you need to go on vacation? Why don't you need? I don't need none of this. I know what it is. You just go there and you sit down. That's it. But when you're living in the false narrative, what you need? You need. I need a vacation every 2 minutes. I need lots of threesomes. I need. Oh, I can get so many hot babes. Like, what are you talking about? Why you need hot babes so bad? They're just gonna fuck up your life. Like, you gotta understand. Like, there's nothing wrong with like wanting things and doing things, but it's like you gotta understand what kind of energy is it coming from. What's the energy? What's the energy? Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Not even a big piece. A baby. Yeah, exactly. Right. Right. Exactly. Put on a cracker. Yeah. Right. They say anything, man. And so, though the main point of this video is to understand the adversary. Understand when you're coming with an adversary energy. Okay. I talked about how I went on this guy's podcast. I don't know, maybe some time ago or whatever. Anton Daniels. And what he does is basically he'll try to get you, like, remember I talk about framing and positioning and stuff like this. When you care about money, you're already in that, you're all the way in that other energy, because you don't understand the name. The name of the game is trust. Trust in your relationships and stuff like this, right? If you understand that, you know that you playing the money game is just like, that's just something you just have money. But when you try to say, I got more money than you, I have this. It didn't happen to me on the podcast. I'll talk about it in a second, but I have more money than you. That's like something he does or whatever. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? But I didn't have the words or the intellect back then to share my thoughts, right? I didn't have the vocabulary. The point is that they're already playing in the negative energy. So anything that they do there is just not going to make any sense. Like, no matter what they're talking about, it's just not going to make sense. You know what I'm saying here? So I went to the podcast, and the guys, he said something that was like really messed up. And I was like, okay, you're like, something's different about this dude. And I commented on the comment, and I found out he basically tried to get me out of order by trying to challenge me and tell me to do something disrespectful a bunch of times and a bunch of other stuff, and got upset and said I was too serious and I need to loosen up because I wasn't playing into the game. Now, this before I knew what was like, before I really knew. And that's like maybe, I don't know, like 4 years ago, maybe something like this. I don't remember the exact date. But the point is that this before I actually could like figure out what's going on. I just knew something. I'm like, something not right here. Once I figured it out, I was like, oh, okay. Okay. That's what he does. That's how he make his money. He make his money by fucking with people. Going on there, I'm better than everybody. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. You're too serious. No, I'm walking with God. That's what. People don't like men. They don't like men. People don't like real men. Why? Because it comes with authority. It comes with authority and understanding and empathy and a lot of other shit too, that you got to know how to do it. You got to know how to do it all. That's it, right? And people don't want to say that, you know, because this is like really hard. So fuck what? That's what it means to be a man. To constantly build on yourself. Constantly, you don't aim for perfection, because there's nothing wrong with you, but you're aiming towards enlightenment and being more educated and being a better man. Are you being a better man, or are you some kind of female woman thing else? Are you a man or are you a woman? You got to choose. Most people that like money a lot are women. You don't need the money. Nothing wrong with having it. Nothing wrong with earning it. But the real value is the relationships, because you'll dig enough and know that this is like made up by some guy. Some guy told me that this is the exchange I should make. And when I don't make this exchange, I go to jail. So what do I really need? I need relationships. Can't lose there, right? That's why I come up with my strategies. Like, how you doing good? I just see through the bullshit. See through the bullshit, man. If people want to be on your side, they'll be on your side. If they don't, that's it. Oh, well, you know, I want to, but you can say whatever the hell you want to say. Either you're on my side or you're not on my side. There's no in the middle with this shit. How do you think God wants you to be? You with God or you with the devil? You may have a moment. You may mess up, slip up. Hey, I slipped up. I'm dumb. Are you sincere? God will forgive you. If you're sincere, your father would forgive you if you do something stupid. Remember, my brother was doing something stupid, man. Sleeping with somebody he shouldn't have been. Went to go grab his ass. I'm all right. No, I'm okay. No, you're not. No, you're not. Yeah, I am. No, you're not. Where are you at? Because I knew I'm like, and I'm like, gosh, just please, like, just get me through this. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of helping people, man. That's why I get tired. That's why I turned into this monster. I turned into the monster I didn't ever want to become because I got tired of helping people, man. I got tired of being a man. I wonder if God's tired, right? I wonder if he's tired of watching me do dumb shit too, right? You still eating that? What are you doing? Stuff like that, right? But I went to go, where you at? All right, come on, I'm outside. Stay on the phone. Don't do nothing. No, I'm good. I'm good. Where you at? I'm right here. Okay. Went to go drive pick up his ass, get in the car. I was like, look, man, we'll talk when we get home. Had to talk with him. Same conversation I'm having right now. Why do you need to lower yourself for people? Stop doing shit that's not good for you. Stop. You need to tell people that. Stop. Plenty of people I do this to, man, and it's frustrating because they don't appreciate the shit. Love my cousin, fucking dummy. I still love him, but it's just you can't be around these people, man, because they got spirits on them. So many times I'm like, dude, like, just work together. Let's do this. Let's do that. He's having a big moment in his life, and I'm like, okay, where you at? He's like, what's up? He's like, all right. I'm like, you okay, man? He's like, nah. Grab him. You get in this car, man. Let him live with me for some time. Motherfucker still backstab me again. And that shit hurts. It's a part of being a man. That's what they don't tell you. That shit hurts. Doesn't matter how much you look out for people. It's how it goes. But that's what it means to be a man. I want to tear up. That's what it means to be a man. I let myself get turned into this other thing because I got sick of it. I'm back now, but it's like a part of it, man. You gotta hold on a second. I'm not gay, right? When you love people, man, you put your life on the line for them, and whether they appreciate it or not, sometimes that's all you can do. But you can't keep doing it. You got to let them go eventually, right? And that's the whole game with dealing with the enemy. You gotta just let them go to the enemy because that's what they got to do. They gotta figure it out on their own. That's all you can do, man. Like, and people just forget the shit you do for them, man. You forget. But that's what do you think God's doing? It's reminding you over and over and over. Like, don't give up. You don't give up on other people, but just don't give up on your promise, man. And I have a great life now because I let the people go. I let them go. I had to save myself. I had to love myself enough to let people go. That's like a part of this stuff, man. That's what they don't talk about. That's the hard part of being a man. You got to watch your kids do something crazy sometimes, or maybe your baby mom's like get on your nerves. Like, these are kind of things that matter, man. You gotta love. That's all you got. And how do you love? You give instructions, right? But if you're a monster, what do? I don't care about my kids. Fuck them. I don't care about anybody. Fuck everybody. Fuck everything. And that's how they had me, man. That's how they had me. And I'm only talking about this too because that's the part. Like, that's just the part, man. Let's see. Says you're always too serious. Yep. So I heard Anton talking about spending $30,000 on vacation. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like, you got to be careful with this stuff, man. You got to be careful, man. You got to be careful, And people will laugh at you for caring about them, man. Try to make it seem like something's wrong with you. They're hurt. But it's not your job to save them, man. It's your job to get what you need in your life, and that's it. Just move on. Walk with God and be happy, man. But that's how you deal with the enemy. You have to just shut it down. Just a couple other small examples. You have to, like, there's like these Jubilee debates. There's these Jubilee debates, right? There's these, they go around the table and say 20 surrounded by people or whatever, right? 20 people surrounded by whatever the thing is, right? A lot of those white supremacists are like that. They got that wicked spirit on them, and they keep trying to bait you into, well, why can't I do this? This is freedom of speech. You need to follow the rules. You need to do this. It's like, you're evil, bro. Like, stop. Stop acting like it's okay to be evil, but people can't identify it. They still think that they're meaning well. Once you know when people don't mean well to you, you need to end the conversation right there. Well, I think you should talk to me. I think you're a disgusting piece of shit, and I hope you die. Because that's what you're aligning with. You're aligning with death. Because that's the devil. That's the only place the devil leads you, to death. The death of your emotions, the death of your relationships, the death of who you are. Now you're something else. You're possessed by this other thing. And that's how they want to be. That's how they want to be. They want to be wicked. They want to hurt you. People you love want to hurt you sometimes. You love them, but they want to hurt you. They want to talk about you. They want to make fun of you. They want to do whatever. Why? Because they're got a spirit on them. And sometimes you need to punch them in the face. Because you need to know, hey, look, it ain't, just because I love you don't mean I ain't going to hit you. It don't mean I'm not going to fuck you up. I love you because that's the point. I love you enough to fuck you up in the first place. You need to learn. Some people think you hate them. They're like, hey, this person hates me. Nah, I love you, man. But you got to get fucked up because you're not going to keep acting this way. I care about you too much. And you got to fuck up their shit sometimes, And it's like, that's all you can do. After that, it's like, okay, that was the final move. That's all I got is to kick you out. You get it? To kick you out. Right? But the point is that, when you're dealing with like other people, it's just about understanding what's really going on. People are either trying to work with you or they're trying to battle you and take you into their world. The more you understand about business is the more you understand about spirituality is the more you'll understand about life. Stop letting people in and caring about these people more than you care about your relationship with yourself and with God. It's just a game. Everybody else, they got to conform. If they're not with that, and guess what? That's what they hate. Why do I got to do all these rules? Why do I got to do this? Why do I got to do that? Why do I? That's just what I require. That's a part of this business. You want to go do some other business? Go do that. But only God knows where that's going to lead you. Right? So anyway, that's the video. I wanted to talk about that. And you have to be able to love from a distance. Like, I'm pretty sure this guy means well. Like, I know he doesn't know what he's talking about, man. I know he doesn't know. He's like lost or whatever. So, but the point is that you got to be able to like, okay, you're lost. That's it. All right, I got to go. Like, you got to keep living your life, man. You don't got time to really keep trying to save people and stuff, man. You just got to save yourself. That's all you can do. No matter how much you care about people, you got to save yourself. And you save yourself by aligning with other people that's like you. Get them. Most people don't know what it's like to be a man and have another man loving you like that. It sounds gay, but it's not. It's called brotherhood. Brotherhood. People don't know what that is. They don't know what manhood is because they don't have children. People don't know until you have kids, man. They just look at you. They're loving the hell out of you. They're loving you. Literally loving the hell out, right? Healing you, man. It's not around. It's all this, I'm getting more money. I'm smashing more women. I mean, okay. It's for a season, but like, why is this behavior so like exciting? And I'm not saying you don't gotta just sit there and stare at the wall, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if this makes sense or not. But the point is that you have to be able to identify this stuff and stomp it out immediately before it gets out of line. That's the only way good triumphs is if it's stomping out evil. That's the only way. You have to be able to correct it and expose it and say, here's what's really going on. You're a disgusting piece of shit. And this is what you believe because you're a disgusting human. And you'll never be anything as long as you act that way and you know it. You need to call it out. I don't need to help you. I'm dying. I mean, that's what you asked for, didn't it? Why should I help you? Can't eat. I'm starving. That's what wickedness gets you. Let them starve a little bit more. You don't got to help them because it's in their nature to backstab you. You understand? You got to keep people like that in order, man. You got to steer them. Everybody doesn't deserve compassion and all this other stuff. No, you got to steer people, man. You're like, why are you so mean to me? Because you fucking deserve it. Try to bring me into your world. What are you doing? And they don't know what's going on sometimes. I don't know. They're just doing what they do. What? Because everybody else is out of order. They want to bring you into disorder with them. You understand? Well, this is how I have conversations, and nobody else had a problem with it. Of course they don't, because you're both living like savages. You're both living like disgusting fiends, and then you're trying to bring me into it? No, I'm going to go live my life and be happy, man. Like, don't fall for this stuff, man. Don't fall for nothing, man. Don't just live your life, be happy, love yourself, love the people that you had, love the kingdom that you have built for yourself and others. And like, people try to figure out like my secret, man. It's like, what secret? Like, are you doing good? How do you just putting it together and loving myself, trying to be a good person? Like, what is it so hard to figure out? They just like being negative people, man. They like having negative spirits on them, man. They love feeling negative, and they can't figure it out. They can't figure it out. And the people that come into their lives to help them figure it out, they push them away, or they backstab them. And it's like, God tried to save you a bunch of times, bro. You asked her, you prayed, oh, God, get me out of here. They sent a nice, kind person to come help them out. What they do? They stomp on them. You lost your blessing, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what else do you want? Like, what else do you want, man? Like, what else do you want? Well, you should have told me. Like, nobody should have told. See, but you see the game? It's all this big delusion of, like, somebody should have did X, or somebody should have did this, so that way I can know, or show me the data, show me this thing so I can do, it's like, no, bro, like, nobody has to do that. Did you pay any money? Are you following any rules? Are you doing anything constructive? No. Well, then, why somebody got to do this for you? The enemy is all about taking you away from yourself. Stay here. Stay here. There's nothing wrong with being self-serving. Okay? You don't want to be selfish, but you're being self-serving. That's what it means to be a man. Are you a real man, or are you some chump in a fruit cup? A lot of people are fruit cups. They're fruit cups, and you have to know they're fruit cups. So why are you going to have it? How are you going to have a conversation, like having a conversation with a homeless guy? Well, he might have some good information. He's homeless. Well, he might. All right, bro. Like, come on. It's one thing to be like, just like, okay, I don't have a place right now. It's another, you on the street, you're like just, it's like, bro, come on. That's your source? Like, yeah. Why do you think that's good? Just like the crazy church guy, the blood is on my blood. Like, bro, what do you, I had to buy it. I had to buy that $1 trillion house. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I asked God for a sign and went back to an old situation. Why on the way to the girl, my car got a flat? Hey, that's it. That's the move, man. That's the move. Just, your prayer's always going to work, man. It's just whether or not you want to see it. Whether or not you want to see it for yourself, man. It's always funny. If God this is not the one, please show me now. Right? That's like always the move. What happens? Something always happens, man. Because it's not. You got to know yourself. If you're asking, you're not knowing. This makes sense? This makes sense? If you're asking, that means you don't know. To know is the answer. If you know what you already want and they already filling out the stuff, the game's up. There's no need to ask. Are you going to just know? Like, God, how did you, like, you just did it. Like, yes. That's it. That's it. And you don't got to be extra, you got to be extra spiritual stuff, man. Just understand what's really going on. You know what I'm saying here? But that's the difference between knowing and asking. Because if you don't know, that's fine. But that's why you ask. But once you know yourself, you'll just be here. Because you'll know. You get it? You already know what you want. So you're automatically attracting these energies to you. Because you know what you want. I want to dress. I want to be successful. I want to do these things. What do people do? They wear suits and they do this and they do that. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm going to start. And you start to do it and you start to see things happen. And then you start to chisel and chisel and chisel and chisel and chisel. As you're chiseling, becoming more of a man, You keep chiseling and chiseling and chiseling and chiseling and chiseling and chiseling. You keep going and going and going. And you realize, man, I never wanted none of this stuff. I just wanted this thing. And you keep chiseling and chiseling and chiseling. And then finally you're like, okay, I think I got this. And now you have a plan. That's what the first chisel was, right? And then your next one, okay. And then you get to working on the plan. Then you keep going and going and going. And then finally you're like, hey. But that's really what that is, man. To really walk with God, you're really discovering self, man. You discovering self. The more you walking, the more you know yourself, the more you're walking with God. That's like the thing. Because God made you a certain way. He made you perfect as you are. But if you think but the whole game is to get you not there. To not figure out who you are and what you like and what you need in your life and all this other stuff. I don't know if this makes sense, man. Sculpting yourself in tears. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yep. But that's how you deal with like narcissists, abusers, the enemy. You got to just know what you're looking at. And I'm pretty sure God like warns everybody, but it's like, sometimes you can't help yourself because it's so tempting, right? But you got to get out of there before it's like, oh, get this spirit off me, whatever it is, get this spirit off me or whatever, right? Because that's like the game. And I know, I've been talking about God lately and stuff like this, but it's just the same. Like I'm very spiritual either way. But this business stuff is very spiritual too. Like you don't want to be working with bad clients. Why? Because the vibes are off. Sound familiar? The vibes, the frequency, it doesn't feel right. But there's some people, it doesn't matter how you feel. Your passion doesn't matter. All that matters is money. How will you have money? Your passion doesn't matter? No, it doesn't matter. What matters is having money. Okay, well, what happened? How are you supposed to keep working over and 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 chiseling and chiseling and chiseling if you're not motivated to do it? Well, that's what I did. Oh, so you basically sold yourself entirely, sacrificed your soul to do X. Yeah. And how's that working? I mean, I'm rich. I'm better than 99% of most people. I have a wife and a family, and I'm fine. Well, why do you sound like that then? Why do you sound like that? Just people don't understand. They got him. Devil's on him. On him. Devil's on him. That's what it took for me to find out what it meant to have more money. I'm like, dang, okay. Like I can make $5 million. I mean, that's like, just right. Just push a button. It's over. But then why do I need so much more? Why don't I want to pay my staff more? Why do I want to do? Does it mean I have to be rich and give them bonuses all the time? But I want my staff. Hey, look, I want y'all to be here. This is my kingdom. This is my business. It's my kingdom. I want y'all to be good. I want y'all to be fed. I don't want you to become competitors either, right? I mean, if you want to become a competitor, I'll invest in your business. All right. So I get a part of it, but you can't lead the kingdom. You're in here for good, right? But the point is, I take care of my people. I take care of the people I care about. Well, you need to hire the best person. You don't need to hire the person you get along with. Well, you hire the best person. Now you don't match their energy, then it's over. Just like that. Now they're scamming you. They're stealing your stuff. It's like, do you trust this person or not? Can you trust people, man? That's what it means. The vibes. Trust. Are you on the same page? Are you on the same frequency? Are you on the same energy? It's just about money. Forget about energy and frequency and vibes and all the things that make you comfortable and all the things that make you a human being. Forget about all that and do this other thing. Trust me, it's better. Sounds like who? The devil. Just saying. Just pay attention to this stuff. Okay? And I know, like, it's not like I talk about how you can make money with your passion. I mean, you just help a very select amount of people. You don't help a fulfilling amount of people. Why do you need to help a fulfilling amount? You don't. Help the right amount of people. Okay? So, that's the video. Just be careful and just know how to spot enemies and then quickly end it. They're going to constantly trying to challenge you. They're going to constantly trying to put you in a position where you need to answer their questions, and whether you know them or not, it's just not worth your time, and it's not worth the energy that you're going to be feeding into it. Just leave them alone. Let them figure it out on their own. If they want to figure it out, they'll come back and say sorry. Like it was one time, a family member asked me, could I do something and whatever, and he called me up. I was like, "What's up, man?" And he started talking about bitches and hoes and stuff. And I was like, okay. And then he started saying how I didn't get bitches or something or whatever. I was like, okay, hey, look, I got to go spend some time with my family. Nice talking with you, whatever, right? So hang up. Later on, hey, I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong? Hey, I'm sorry about acting this way and this, that, and the other. See, I don't have to do much. All I got to do is act like a man. People will course correct themselves. You got to do nothing. They'll act right. People will act right if they want to be talking to you. If they don't want to talk to you, they won't behave. They're going to do whatever. They're going to say whatever. They're going to act like whatever. But still, it's the same stuff. It's just about managing people's behavior. You have to do that if you're the responsible one. If you're the one who knows what's going to happen, you need to be able to control their behavior. Okay. So that being said, that's it. That's the video. Just be careful, love yourself, and do the right thing. Okay. I'm enjoying my Sabbath, and I hope everybody has a great holiday.